Bonjour, my name is Pravus. Welcome to Hearts of Iron 4, playing as France, now called the French state, in the Great War Redux mod, i.e. World War I. So I didn't go monarchist, it turns out, although I did create kind of a dictatorship with Georges Valois, so that's gonna be fun. But in the meantime, yeah, we are kind of trying to gear up for war against the Low Countries as much as possible here with France and stuff. Now, one problem I've got with Belgium is that they are kind of guaranteed by the UK. So if I attack them, we kind of have a small issue. But we have ways around that. We do. We might be able to go for the first Lille Award, which tries to get them to submit to me, at which point I then will annex them, I believe. By going for French expansionism, we would get claims on a lot of other folks that the UK is not guaranteeing, and hopefully that means we get to have a little bit of fun and create a new French empire, you know? A French empire dominated by the obvious superiority of the French people, words that I was never really sure were ever going to come out of my mouth, but there they are. I am going to go for the extra light attack. We might as well. We have some research boosts that make this stuff faster, so I guess I'm okay with it. In the meantime, we are going for a cost reduction for our land doctrine. Until we go to war, I won't be able to go up to a war economy. We could change up some conscription laws, which isn't a terrible plan. I do think we want to at least toss on some support artillery and logistics onto a few of these soldiers. Now, this does mean we're going to have some problems as far as our current military stockpile, but we're going to go ahead and do this anyway, spend some of that army experience, and I'll probably duplicate this in favor of some more artillery-focused divisions later. Right, something with a bit more offensive power behind it. But now, of course, we have logistics are like way behind. Like we're getting out way more support equipment than I actually have available. So we'll have to come back to some of that nonsense. Let's go for Beyond Fear, getting rid of the memories of 1870. Do you want to do that now? Actually, it's kind of okay with me if we go for this first, just to subjugate Belgium, then we can worry about the rest. The American Republic declares war on the Constitution. Sorry, what now? What? Huh? What is this? Kaiserreich? Why is there... Where's the historical accuracy in World War I? We have an American Civil War between the authoritarian Democratic Prohibition Party, whatever these guys are, I have no idea who they are, versus the constitutional states led by Taft. A house divided indeed. What? What? Well, I can send some volunteers. I don't really have very good volunteers, so I don't see that doing much. But if these guys win, that's going to be interesting and kind of change the balance of power a little bit. I wouldn't mind having some US allies aligned with me. Machine gun defense. Defense goes up by 10%. Yep. And then we should have a reduction for the trench assault as well, which just gets me extra planning as well as soft attack. So the way the Grand Battle Plan works is you really are supposed to make use of planning modifiers as much as you can, which pretty much means you need to have large, carefully concentrated waves of offensives, rapidly entrench, and then wait for your planning bonuses before your next waves. And it's very incremental, but used correctly, it can be very powerful. Can be. French fortifications. Could do that. It takes a while, and then it just adds on land forts. It only costs me command power, and I just get straight up forts? Well, that seems pretty good. Yeah, I'll do this a couple times. Why not? Let's get some extra free forts here against Italy. Sure. I like this idea. Material designer. It's good, but not that important. What about maybe a chief of Air Force? I like that. Extra air experience means I can work on doctrines. Chief of Navy? What else am I doing with political power right now? I'm not looking to... I don't care about tank designers. I don't need a ship or an airport designer right now. Material designers are okay. I can't do war economy, and I don't need to go for extensive conscription yet. So, like, I'm not doing anything else with it. We might as well just go ahead and spend that and start getting a lot of XP. All right, as far as logistics, I have to produce motorized. We're working on that, sort of. I also need a lot more support equipment, and I'm going to need a lot more artillery. So as we build out more military factories, that'll have to be a priority. We'll go for a few extra civilian factories, then I think we go for a few military factories, like so. Try to plan those all out. I don't know. Why did this get sent down? I don't know why this dropped in priority, but I still think that's something to do. Anyways, what else? Fund the engineering corps. Command power plus 25. Why would I spend 50 political power to gain command power? That's not a good prize. It's terrible. Improved worker conditions don't matter to me. Region-wide industrial integration. Could do that. I'll temporarily spend a little bit of power and some factories to grow a bit of extra rubber, sure. That'll be useful when I want to produce lots of planes. I'm assuming at some point, by the way, I'll be able to research some planes that actually are able to do some bombing. Proper bombing. I thought that said baguette for a second, I swear to God, and I was about to be very happy. Hey, there's close air support. Yeah, that's what I want. Airships? I mean, really, what can you do? Yeah, you're good for strategic bombing, but you do absolutely nothing in terms of close air support, which is kind of the most important thing. All right, so we're working on all that. Let you worry about that. For now, let's go ahead and move on to Beyond Fear. So, Belgium, how are you? Would you like to join my empire? You should have gotten a message. Could you check your Gmail, please? Please and thank you. Belgium submits and becomes a puppet. Ah, victory. Very good. All right, so Brussels is mine. We have bypassed the defense that was the UK. Now I can murder the Dutch. And Luxembourg for good measure, who is led by Marie Adelaide. Hello, nurse. That's, by the way, that's not me trying to be misogynistic. That's trying to make a joke from the old Animaniacs show. And the reason I'm looking at that is because she's kind of wearing this like white outfit and stuff. I don't know, she kind of reminds me of Hello Nurse, except she's brunette instead of blonde. Whatever, anyway. I can only save that so much, to be honest. If people want to get mad at me on the internet, they're gonna find a way to get mad at me on the internet. Just believe me when I say I'm not a jerk. Anyway, motorized I don't think makes sense. I think if we're gonna do something here, we could. We're not far off on being able to research this. Let's go ahead and pick that up. The air research time will be nice. The extra agility is huge for fighters as a general rule. So I like what I'm seeing with that. Some of you guys, hi, you need to change your front line, everybody, to take on the Netherlands. And purple, hello, you get down here a Spain. Because I think that I'm going to try to eat Spain as well. For good measure, you know? Can I select this? What is it again? It's click, right click. No. Control click. There's a way to do this. Control click to select. Yeah, there we go. No! No! Alright, whatever. I want to create some offensive lines, is what I'm trying to do. You know, offensive lines that make sense. But for some reason, I've always struggled with this. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. And then we drag, come on, drag you guys. For God's sake, what is this? You move here, there we go. Okay, all of you assigned to this. Perfect, much better. All right, that's looking reasonable at least. The Russian Empire successfully beat the People's Republic. So I guess that's just the first wave, maybe? The first wave of rebellions that we can expect in Russia? Because I have a hard time understanding how they didn't go for a Bolshevik revolution there. But I guess not. Construction and machine tools done a little bit ahead of time. Huzzah for me. Let's learn how to upgrade our forts. Let us start working on upgrades to research speed and eventually work on tanks. I just don't see anything else as being very important for us right now until about 1914, and we're working on stuff that's gonna give me some buffs to that, right? This will be fine. Our recruitable population should jump up a fair bit, which is gonna be great. Logistically speaking, we're kind of still in terrible straits. I really need more military factories, but honestly, once I conquer things like the Netherlands, like, how bad is it? How important is it that I get stuff right away? The answer is it's actually pretty darn important. I don't remember when I had to ask this last time. I don't remember when World War I started. Alexa, when did World War I begin? July 28th, 1914. All right. So we really should consider possibly going for militarizing our economy at this point, because there's a good chance that something's going to happen. I still think that strategic destruction is generally considered the best, so we'll go ahead and pick that up. I will go for French expansionism, so I can try to conquer some stuff before it's too late. We're going to finish out these factories, and then, yeah, we go for hard military switch, I think. Just lots and lots of military factories. It's the best way to go. I need to be able to support a larger military. Fighting against Spain alone could end up being a little bit tricky. I don't suppose I have an agency. Is there a way for me to get a free agency? There probably is. The Second Balkan War. Oh, good. I'm going to go ahead and create an agency so we can get some spies going, just in case it helps. I will be going to war soon, so I'm going to leave my political power where it is so we can move on to war economy. With any luck, anyway. Ottoman Empire is having a civil war of its own. What the heck is going on? Abdul Hamid and Sabahaddin are fighting against each other over here. Okay. Greece, Constantine versus Bulgaria, Ferdinand. Okay. Romania is intervening. What is going on here? I've got no idea what's happening, but a lot appears to be going on all at once. I could get ahead of time on some better guns. There's no point in worrying about, well, we could try to research some close air support. I'm gonna start researching the upgrade of the guns. Having better guns than everyone else around you is good, and the sooner I get that, the sooner I can start building up efficiency so I can produce more of them than my opponents, even if they do catch up on research at some point. So that seems reasonable-ish to me. How are we doing as far as Parliament? It's gonna be a little while. Ottoman Empire joins the war. On which side and who? You're fighting Bulgaria. Can you really afford to deal with both of these at once? I don't feel like you can. But you know what? Good effort. Have fun. Let's go ahead and start building up some serious forts against the Germans at some point. Fortification is done. So we'll be able to upgrade to level 3 forts now if I want. That's all still very much ahead of time. But I do think there's something to be said about going for the extra industry early, so we'll do that next. Lots of white piecing just occurred. So nobody grows out of this? All right. I like that Serbia is called a despostate. Like a despot. Despostate? Is that what it's called? I like that. Montenegro is a thing. Okay. Austria-Hungary needs to be taken down a few pegs. So French expansionism's done. We can now just straight out eat them. This is good, but what else would be better? Let me think. We could buy the army loyalty. I could go for conscriptions. No. French Air Force propaganda. War support. It's pretty okay. Doctrine bonuses. I mean, that's pretty good. Fund better rifles? Too bad I wasn't doing this earlier. Armor research, motorization research. This is good if I plan on doing anything there. This is for artillery. I can see this being good. And I can't do world breakout because somebody has to be at war with me. But then I would get national mobilization, which for a while at least would get me some mobilization speed. Oh, I don't know. Get a war goal against Germany. That'd be fun. Alternatively, I just go for a lot more factories. Getting rid of artisanal industry would be huge. If I focus down one of these, I can get this fast. Let's go for Brittany industrialization. And I can get a 20% factory output swing by getting rid of that national focus. That's massive. That feels really important to me. So, did I not gain a war goal? Hold up. Gains claims on a bunch of things. Well, I know I should be able to have that here. Dang it all the heck, I need more world tension. I went down this route specifically hoping that I was gonna be able to conquer some folks by now, but apparently not. That's disappointing. That's what we call very disappointing. I guess I'll take a linguist, why not? Let's see what's going on down here in Spain. If I can find some way to take them over, I'll happily do that. I will go for the infantry equipment designer. It makes sense to do that now because it shaves some time off of the stuff we're currently working on. Though going for that focus might have been technically better. None of this seems very important to me. I think we need to start training up more troops. Even though I know I don't have enough equipment. We should just go ahead and start making more. But logistically, you can see I am very far behind. I mean, I'm working on the military factories. Like, we're gonna get there, like, to a degree. But, like, I've got to start getting more guns. I don't necessarily care about getting more motorized. Fighters and stuff is good, but I don't need it this second. Howitzers we're not even using yet. Though maybe I should at some point, I don't know. Scout planes, first flight across the Mediterranean. Airship bombers. Strategic bombing is not bad. If we find ourselves in an extra factory, we can start making a few. Yeah. Well, let's focus first on getting more infantry equipment. After all that's done, we'll go for more artillery. Though weirdly, artillery is the one thing I'm doing okay on. But I plan on changing that. Hang on. We can cancel all of these. What I want to do is take you, duplicate this, and then swap out some artillery to make these also 27 combat width, but artillery focused. And I'm going to call these 27 width inf plus artillery. Yeah. This at least gives me some serious soft attack. And I can train these instead, and it doesn't mean that I can afford them yet, but at least I'm using the one thing I have in excess of, which is artillery. In fact, we have way more artillery than I need. Wait, I'm overdoing this. Hold up. Pull back on that for a second. So, I'm gonna go ahead and work on... Oh, wait, why can't I do... Hey! Oh, I need war... Wait, I have war support. What's the problem? I have to control 300 seats. Do I not? 256. Dang it. Create the SNCF. That's civilian trains and stuff. Pretty good, but not super important. All right, well, I can't do much of anything without more support. Let's go ahead and eat Belgium. Get the extra factories going that away. It's October of 1913. Let's go ahead and start researching an upgrade to the artillery. Since right now artillery are garbage, but getting to level 2 is a pretty big power spike. Can go for our first doctrine in our naval category. We'll go for trade interdiction, because it makes our cruisers and stuff generally a little bit better, as well as our fleets. I, weirdly enough, have a dockyard. We never did change out our hulls, and I should do that once we get some experience. For now, we'll continue making early subs. But yeah, I should stop making these, and once I get some naval experience together, actually make something better. We could have our Navy go do some... We have a shockingly large Navy, actually. Can we do some experience? Would I have the fuel for that? I do to an extent, but not much. Forget it. So, the constitutional... Okay, so the Republican Party won in their war. Okay, so we're not going to see authoritarians taking over the US. I don't know where that came from, but there you go. I guess I'll just add a bunch of forts using my command power. It's nice to have something to do with it, right? Create that Maginot Line, man. Yeah, we got a few forts. They're not very good, though. Abolition of the British monarchy. What? God save the people. The Republic of Britain. The United Socialist Council. Well, there's no longer an Entente, so that's fun. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I thought that this was gonna be a historical mod, but apparently it goes in completely random directions. I don't think I had randomness turned on, but apparently I did or something, I don't know. Anyway, all right, so we'll get the second Lille Award. Flanders is a puppet, blah, blah, blah. A bunch of things have to be controlled by me. Wait. Yeah, no, Greater Flanders... So Belgium is going to give me their holdings in Africa as well as Belgium proper. So we're about to gain a few more states. That'll be nice. Probably gonna get some resistance as a result as well, but oh well, we'll live with that. Why do I have so much political power? Hello? Screens? You know, having the extra speed isn't bad, but surface visibility on subs is huge. I'm gonna pick that up. And I won't go for extensive conscription law yet. It's not worth getting. Not yet. All right, so second Lille Award is done. Army of Aggression, fun, not needed. We'll go for very cheap battle plans. And I could save some experience if we hold off on this. My question is, what do we want? So, hard attack and entrenchment, supply planning, planning speed, motorized, breakthrough, soft attack, hard attack on all of my army. Or, defense, support companies get soft attack and stuff. Supply consumption, army breakthrough. That's pretty good, but is it better than going down all of this? I don't care about hard attack too much is the thing, but I do like the idea of max planning given how important that's gonna be to me. I don't know, it seems like one is obviously offensive as one is defensive. I could just try to go for a meat grinder approach and let the Germans exhaust themselves upon me at some point, or I could not. I mean, have we considered this option? We're producing a pretty good amount of guns. We're not very far on motorized and stuff. Let's get one more factory there, and then I think we focus a bit more on support equipment. We're producing enough guns that we'll catch up on that eventually, but support equipment is terrible. So now we're getting new elections. This is gonna redistribute the power. So I'm hoping we're gonna see that we get over 300 seats in the next 50 days. I imagine we should, given how unbelievably popular we are. If these are true, fair elections, God bless democracy, the fascists will take over. The true one weakness of democracy. It requires that all the people vote for, you know, staying democratic. Which they don't always, in this case, as we are about to see. Let's continue renovating some forts. I don't even think they're good forts, but like, what else am I doing with command power? Let's be honest. All right, we got an upgrade for our artillery. That's great. We could go ahead of time and get some more boosts. What is this? An auto load. Okay, this is anti-air, this is anti-tank, and this is mortar, which appears to be basically the same thing as rocket artillery in this case. Yeah, I'll worry about that another time. Max factories, conversion, no. Resource gain, maybe. Upgrade forts, yeah. We should also consider going for our own Maginot Line. Right? We really should consider getting at least a few. And make sure that we are able to defend ourselves against the Central Powers if the war begins in a few months. Which at this point I have no idea if it will, given that the Entente doesn't really seem to exist. At least not the same way that it did. So we're starting to be able to train up a bunch more troops. This is good. My manpower appears to be going up nicely. There's an upgrade to our guns. Now, swapping this out loses a load of efficiency, but I mean, it's better to have a lot of really good guns. We don't need special forces. I do think that it's worth getting upgrades to our engineers. New uniforms in the army, better war support, and somebody died. Okay, I don't know who you are. Let's swap you out to being lightning bolt and you to be shovels, just so it's easy to tell who the heck is who. And then we should not have... what are these cavalry divisions? I hate them. I don't like these at all. Swap the cavalry divisions out for someone else. Swap you out for these guys, I guess. I don't know. No. Swap you out for things with lots of artillery. There we go. I just don't see any reason to keep them. They're terrible. These guys are all like colonial divisions, and I probably could sack and get a lot more equipment if I just got rid of them, but won't worry about it right now. Okay, more divisions have been trained. Excellent, so we're getting our first round to the front lines. More resource gain, maybe. Reinforce rate is usually pretty good. We'll go ahead and pick that up. We are about to get focus upgrades, which would be great. More troops available, excellent. Mexican Republic is at war, so there's another civil war going on. What is going on with this? Hey, that's a lot of seats. I'm popular. The people love me. We can get rid of the freaking artisanal thing. 20% factory output, ladies and gentlemen, on the way. This will be so much better. I think I'm gonna go for offense and trust that this is the right way to go. This doesn't work. Hey, developers, fix your mod. I was wondering about this research bonus thing, because I'm like, that doesn't seem right. It does nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now that said, defensive strategies could be really nice in order to get some breakthrough and production cost on my artillery at some point. But yeah, this is totally pointless. Thanks for that, guys. Back when you researched doctrines, that might have made sense. Oh, lordy. All right, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Who's worried about anything? It's fine. We can do paramilitary training in Greater Flanders. Hey, question. Was I not supposed to, like, own this? I must have gotten Oh, I'm sorry. I don't own Belgium proper. It was actually several different I didn't realize they had this much territory in Africa. It was 3 different setups. Okay, that makes sense. So no, we don't get to just own these guys. Boo! Would have been more fun to do that. Cost political power in order to give these guys strength and make them proto-fascist as well. They're already pretty proto-fascist, to be honest. I'm just gonna go ahead and spend some political power, and let's do some press censorship. We're just gonna go ahead and reduce the popularity of more stuff. Might as well. The ruling party is increasingly popular. Fortification level 2 is done. Cool. Central range finding, no. Let's go for close air support. Learn how that works. The mysteries of tiny guns on biplanes. That'll be pretty good. Still making more of those military factories. How are we doing logistically? We're catching up on infantry equipment. We're still very behind on support equipment, but we're working on it. More factories on the way. Improving all of our artillery. We have 100 fighters. They're not very good, but we have them. I've got some motorized to spare. Oh, we wanted to work on some Navy stuff. I'm gonna worry about that in a little bit. We're almost out of time for this video, so I'll worry about that in between. But the goal, basically, is to go for the classic, research. The goal is to go for the classic heavy cruisers with 1 heavy gun, with lots of light batteries to shred through enemy screens, and then destroyers to screen from my cruisers, and then have torpedoes to obliterate their capital ships once their screens are dead. It all works only because if heavy cruisers have extremely high speed, and only if they have lots of speed, they become very, very powerful. We need more guns, but what else could I need? Hang on. Armored cars, no. Trains, shouldn't need. I'm not making howitzers. All right, let's go for a little bit more guns, a little bit more of this. I'm gonna save a factory for a minute because we're gonna get close air support. No, we're not gonna get close air support yet. It's gonna be a bit. Let's just go ahead and finish this out then. Okay, so more troops have been trained up. Now we can start working on new armies of groups. I will start training up basically just an offensive army. It'll take a while to get enough equipment to justify all this, but let's start working on it. We'll have the best possible artillery for us. This will have to be okay. Yeah. And without tanks, getting enough breakthrough is definitely gonna be tough. It's gonna be very, very tough. Ireland defects. Hello, Ireland! They are proto-fascist, despite the fact that they're mostly democratic. Also Northern Ireland, hello! That's right, you weakened that Republic of Britain. Frickin' socialists. Interception or ground support? Answer, obviously ground support. Gardez-vous? Well, I don't know what that means, but hello to you too. Let's get another general. Engineer, reassignment, blah, 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 river. You know, it does make a lot of sense to give you artillery attacks, since I plan on turning you into probably my offensive leader, despite the fact, yeah, you actually have pretty decent offense. You'll work. Artillery expert, even more. Bomb, yas! Alright, so this guy needs to become the leader of my offensive armies. In fact, so much so that these armies should all be, these armies should all be swapped over to him, because that's basically 20% attack power to my artillery, and we're gonna get nowhere close to that much value elsewhere. So this is what we call a really good deal. And I'll let him lead the charge on most stuff. In the meantime, I think we need to end this video here. So that's what we're gonna do. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If so, I would ask that you hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.